Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuttha Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupa Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Stam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitangscha Namah Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahansa Prajakacharya Stotra Satusri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada. ISKCON founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahansa Pariprajak Acharya Stotra Sutta Sri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Nama Acharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem Se Kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivas Adi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Navadvip Dham Ki Jai. Jamuna Mai Ki Jai. Ganga Mai Ki Jai. Tulsi Devi Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Samveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bol. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So, my dear devotees, we shall read from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 3, Pure Devotional Service, text 23. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Jivan. Yes, please repeat. Jivan Chavo Bhagavatangri Renum Na Jatu Martyo Bilabeta Yas Tu Shri Vishnu Padya Manujas Tulasya Shvasan Chavo Yas Tu Na Veda Gandam Jivan Chavo Bhagavatangri Renum Najatu Martyo Vilabeta Yastu Shri Vishnu Padya Manujastu Lasya Shvasan Chavo Yastu Naveda Gandam Jivan Chavo Bhagavatangri Renum Najatu Martyo Bilabeta Yastu Shri Vishnu Padya Manujastu Lasya Swasan Chavo Yastu Naveda Gandam Panchavo Bhagavatam Virenum Najatu Martyo Vilabeta Yastu Vishnu Padya Manujastilasya Sanchavo Yastu Naveda Gandam Chavo Bhagavatam Virenum Chatu Martyo Bilabeta Yastu Vishnu Padya Manujastilasya Sanchavo Yastu Naveda Gandam Chavo Bhagavatam Virenum Navatyo Vilaveta Yastu Vishnu Padya Manujastilasya Ladies, Chavo Bhagavatam Virenum Chatu Martyo Bilabeta Yastu Vishnupadya Manujastilasya Sanchavo Yastu Naveda Gandam Jivan while living Shava a dead body Bhagavatam Virenum the dust of the feet of a pure devotee. Na, not. Jatu, at any time. Martya, mortal. Abhilabeta, particularly received. Ya, a person. To, but. Shri, with opulence. Vishnupadya, of the lotus feet of Vishnu. Manuja, a descendant of Manu. A man. Tulasya, leaves of the tulsi tree. Shvasan, while breathing. Shava, still a dead body. Ya, who, to, but. Naveda, never experienced. Gandham, the aroma. Translation. The person who has not at any time received the dust of the feet of the Lord's pure devotee upon his head is certainly a dead body. And the person who has never experienced the aroma of the tulsi leaves from the lotus feet of the Lord is also a dead body, although breathing. Please repeat. The person who has not at any time received the dust of the feet of the Lord's pure devotee upon his head is certainly a dead body. And the person who has never experienced the aroma of the tulsi leaves from the lotus feet of the Lord is also a dead body, although breathing. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. According to Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, the breathing dead body is a ghost. When a man dies, he is called dead. But when he again appears in a subtle form, not visible to our present vision, and yet acts, such a dead body is called a ghost. Ghosts are always very bad elements, always creating a fearful situation for others. So, how does one become a ghost? Not that I'm recommending it, but just for clarity's sake. Generally, if one commits suicide, one becomes a ghost. When one commits suicide, he is saying, in effect, that he does not want to have a gross physical body. And so the Lord fulfills his desire. But generally, someone commits suicide because he's frustrated or disappointed in fulfilling his material desires. So a ghost has gross material desires, but does not have a gross physical body through which to fulfill the desires. And therefore ghosts try to possess the body of another person to try to fulfill their desires through that person's body. Another way a person becomes a ghost is if he's very attached to his place of residence, his castle or palace or mansion, and he dies thinking of his mansion. Well, he cannot take birth as a mansion. It's not one of the 8,400,000 species of life. But he can take birth as a ghost in that mansion. And so there are many castles or palaces or mansions that are haunted. And Srila Prabhupada said that, and because they're haunted, they go on the market for a lesser price. So Srila Prabhupada said that we can get such properties at a low price, and by performing kirtan, we can rid the place of ghosts, and thus we get a good property to use as a temple for a very less price. So ghosts, there was once a movie called Ghosts, and His Holiness Bhakti True Swami Maharaj expressed his opinion that the people who wrote the script for the movie must have read Srila Prabhupada's books because they very accurately depicted what is a ghost. And once I was on a flight and they showed the movie Ghosts. And since it was recommended by His Holiness Bhakti True Swami Maharaj, I watched it. And there's one scene where the ghost wants to smoke a cigarette. And there's a vending machine on a railway platform that sold cigarettes. So he was banging on the vending machine trying to get cigarettes, but he couldn't get the cigarettes, because he didn't have money. So ghosts are always very frustrated. And once one of Srila Prabhupada's disciples said to him that sometimes he has thoughts that come into his mind that he would never think in his proper consciousness. So is it possible that a ghost is influencing him with those thoughts? And Srila Prabhupada said, yes, it is possible. So ghosts cannot stay where there is chanting of the holy names. Sometimes I've experienced a ghost is trying to get possession of my body while I'm taking rest. And then I just loudly chant Hare Krishna and the ghost goes away. So ghosts are always very bad elements, always creating a fearful situation for others. Similarly, the ghost like non-devotees who have no respect for the pure devotees, nor for the Vishnu deity in the temple, create a fearful situation for the devotees at all times. The Lord never accepts any offerings from such impure ghosts. So Srila Rupa Goswami has written a beautiful verse, Bhukti Mukti Siddhi. Yeah, I know that verse, but I don't know if it's the same one. But the idea is, yes, that the desire for bhukti, which means material enjoyment, or mukti, which means impersonal liberation, siddhi, or mystic perfections, they are like being haunted by a ghost because they are not the real desires of the soul. And just as a ghost will influence a person's mind with desires that are not really the person's desires in his normal consciousness. So similarly, these desires for bhukti, material enjoyment, mukti, impersonal liberation, and siddhi, mystic yoga perfections, are external to the soul. They're not the real desires of the soul, and therefore having those desires is like being haunted by a ghost. There is a common saying that one should first love the dog of the beloved before one shows any loving sentiments for the beloved. As there's a saying, love me, love my dog. And the idea here is that the dog is the devotee. And before trying to approach Krishna, one should first approach the devotee. That's the purport. There is a common saying that one should first love the dog of the beloved before one shows any loving sentiments for the beloved. The stage of pure devotion is attained by sincerely serving a pure devotee of the Lord. The first condition of devotional service to the Lord is therefore to be a servant of a pure devotee. And this condition is fulfilled by the statement, reception of the dust of the lotus feet of a pure devotee who has also served another pure devotee. That is the way of pure disciplic succession or devotional parampara. So, yes, one must serve a devotee, and a devotee, by definition, to have become a devotee, must have served another devotee, who in turn must have served another devotee. And as Srila Prabhupada said, that is the way of devotional parampara or disciplic succession. So parampara means literally one after another. And parampara works both ways. Perfect knowledge begins with Krishna and comes to us through parampara. We are in the Brahma Madhava Gaudiya Sampradaya, so that perfect knowledge comes to us from Krishna, to Brahma, to Narada, to Vyas, and through disciplic succession to Madhavendra Puri, Ishwara Puri, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the six Goswamis, and then down to Srila Gorky Shordas Babaji Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and then our Srila Prabhupada. So perfect knowledge descends through parampara, and service is offered up through parampara. Srila Prabhupada, then he offers the service to Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, then Srila Gorky Shordas Babaji Maharaj, then Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, then Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. So parampara is essential for progressing in Krishna consciousness. As the Bhagavad Gita says, Evam parampara praptam imam ajarsyo vidu, that this knowledge was received through parampara, and thus the saintly kings received it. The first condition of devotional service to the Lord is therefore to be a servant of a pure devotee. And this condition is fulfilled by the statement, reception of the dust of the lotus feet of a pure devotee who has also served another pure devotee. So Bhagavat Angri Renu, that means the dust of the feet of a pure devotee. That is the way of pure disciplic succession or devotional parampara. Maharaj Rahugana inquired from the great saint Jud Bharat as to how he had attained such a liberated stage of a Paramahamsa. And in answer, the great saint replied as follows. Srimad Bhagavatam 5:12-12. Rahuganaita tapasanayati nache jayani vapanagrihatva na chandasanai vajalakti suryar vinamat padarajo vishekam. O King Rahugana, the perfectional stage of devotional service, or the Paramahamsa stage of life, cannot be attained unless one is blessed by the dust of the feet of great devotees. It is never attained by tapasya, austerity, the Vedic worshipping process, acceptance of the renounced order of life, the discharge of the duties of household life, the chanting of the Vedic hymns, or the performance of penances in the hot sun, within cold water, or before the blazing fire. So Mahat Pada Raja means the dust of the lotus feet of pure devotee. And Abhishekam literally means to bathe oneself. Abhishek. So one should bathe oneself in the dust of the lotus feet of the Lord's pure devotee. There's a similar verse in the 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, in which Prahlad Maharaj tells his father, Aisham Matistavad Arukramangrim Sprishat Yanartha Pagamo Yadartha Mahiyashan Padarajobhishekam Niskinchananam Navranita Yava. Prahlad's father, the great demon Hiranyakasipu, had inquired from Prahlad how he had become such a great devotee. And in reply, Sri Prahlad Maharaj quoted this verse, Naishamati stavad arukramam grim, sprishatyanartha pagamoyadartha. That by taking the dust of the lotus feet of a pure devotee, one becomes free from all anarthas. Naisham matistavad urukramam grim, sprishat yanartha pagamo yadartha. Maheshan padarajobhishekam, again, padarajobhishekam, bathing oneself in the dust of a pure devotee. Iskinchananam navranita yava. So in effect, Prahlad was telling his father, you don't need to worry about becoming a devotee because you're too puffed up. You will never take the dust of the lotus feet of the Lord's devotee. In other words, Lord Sri Krishna is the property of his pure unconditional devotees, and as such, only the devotees can deliver Krishna to another devotee. Krishna is never obtainable directly. Lord Chaitanya therefore designated himself as Gopi Bhartu Padakamalayur Dasa Das Anudasa, or the most obedient servant of the servants of the Lord, who maintains the Gopi damsels at Vrindavan. So this is our position, Dasa Dasa Anudasa, servant of the servant of the servant. A pure devotee therefore never approaches the Lord directly, but tries to please the servant of the Lord's servants. And thus the Lord becomes pleased. And only then can the devotee relish the taste of the tulsi leaves stuck to the Lord's lotus feet. In the Brahma Samhita, it is said that the Lord is never to be found by becoming a great scholar of the Vedic literatures, but he is very easily approachable through his pure devotees. Yes, Brahma Samhita says Vedeshu Durlabha means very difficult uh, through the Vedas, through the study of the Vedas. Vedeshu Durlabham, Adurlabham Atma Bhakta, but very easy through the devotee. In the Brahma Samhita, it is said that the Lord is never to be found by becoming a great scholar of the Vedic literatures, Vedeshu Durlabham, but he is very easily approachable through his pure devotees. Adurlabham Atma Bhakta. In Vrindavan, all the pure devotees pray for the mercy of Srimati Radharani, the pleasure potency of Lord Krishna. Srimati Radharani is a tender-hearted, feminine counterpart to the Supreme Whole, resembling the perfectional stage of the worldly feminine nature. Therefore, the mercy of Radharani is available very readily to the sincere devotees. And once she recommends such a devotee to Lord Krishna, the Lord at once accepts the devotee's admittance into his association. So the mercy of Srimati Radharani is essential. And there is a saying in Varshana, the place of Srimati Radharani, that whatever Radha does, Krishna likes. And whatever Radha likes, Krishna does. So if Radha likes that Krishna should accept a devotee, then Krishna will do it. Will accept the devotee. Therefore, the mercy of Radharani is available very readily to the sincere devotees, and once she recommends such a devotee to Lord Krishna, the Lord at once accepts the devotee's admittance into his association. The conclusion is, therefore, that one should be more serious about seeking the mercy of the devotee than that of the Lord directly. And by one's doing so, by the goodwill of the devotee, the natural attraction for the service of the Lord will be revived. So we have personal experience of the truth of this verse and purport. By the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, we were engaged in devotional service, uh, enabled to, through parampara, approach Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and ultimately Sri Radharasa Bihari. And of course, in Kali Yuga, the main process is to chant the holy names. Harinama, Harinama, Harinami Kevalam, Kalona Steva, 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 Gatiragita. One should chant the holy names, chant the holy names, chant the holy names of Hari, Krishna. There is no other way, no other way, no other way for success in this age of Kali Yuga. So, whenever possible, we should chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, my dear devotees, thank you for listening so patiently and attentively. Now, if any of you have any questions or comments, any reflections. Yes, can we get a microphone here?
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Thank you, Maharaj, for the nice class. Maharaj, this touch of the lotus feet of a pure devotee, what does it mean actually for us?
What does it mean to?
Touch of the lotus feet of a pure devotee.
Yes. Well, generally, to serve the dust of the lotus feet of the pure devotee means to follow the instructions of the pure devotee. That is the general meaning. And by following the instructions of the pure devotee, one gets the mercy of the pure devotee. But if one can actually get the dust of the lotus feet of the pure devotee, that is also a special opportunity. Chaitanya Charitamrita says, Bhakta Pada Duli, Bhakta Pada Jal, Bhakta Uchista Teen
Tina Mahabal.
Mahabal, yes. These three substances are very powerful. Bhakta Pada Duli, the dust of the lotus feet of the pure devotee. Bhakta Pada Jal, the water that has washed the lotus feet of the pure devotee, and Uchista, the food remnants of the pure devotee. These three substances are very powerful. And I experienced it in Srila Prabhupada's last days in Vrindavan. I was massaging his lotus feet, and I actually felt particles of dust. They were like magnified in my consciousness. I thought, oh, the dust of the lotus feet of the pure devotee. I was feeling it. Thank you for that nice question.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. How to become pure devotee and how to pure devotional service?
How to become a pure
devotee and how to do pure devotional service?
Well, there are different definitions of pure devotee. Srila Rupa Goswami gives the definition in the Bhakta Rasamrita Sindhu. Adhyabhilasita sunyam jnana karmadi anavritam anukulyena Krishna anushilanam bhaktiruttama. So Anyabhilasita sunyam means without any other desire. Jnana karmadi anavritam, and not being covered by jnana or karma or any other process. Anukulyena, favorable. Our service should be favorable to Krishna's pleasure. Krishna anushilanam, it should be a continuous cultivation, bhakti uttama. So there, you could say, different stages of pure devotees. Srila Prabhupada gave the example of an unripe mango and a ripe mango. Both of them are mangoes. But the unripe mango is a little hard and sour, whereas the ripe mango is sweet and juicy. So as long as we engage in devotional service without any ulterior motive, we can be considered pure devotees, although we may be in a rather immature stage. And then gradually, as we mature in devotional service, we'll become sweeter and more nectarian. And two more questions here. 3, 4. You need a microphone? Oh, yes.
Hare
Yes.
Krishna.
Yes.
There's a story that illustrates that very nicely. That one time Prabhupada flew into America, and in the morning, the stewardesses started to distribute their plates for eating. So he asked his servant, I forgot whether it was Hari Sori or Hari or
Security.
Shrutakirti. It was Shrutakirti?
Well, continue with the story.
Okay, so Prabhupada took the prasad, he had some trouble or whatever it was, half price, and he gave the rest to the servant. The stewardess came by and said, "Oh, that smells very beautifully. May I?" She took some of the prasadam, and the servant, Shrutakirti, as you say, became very annoyed. He was about to hit her. He was so angry that she polluted, quote unquote, his prasadam. And Prabhupada said, "No, that is all right. She's taking prasadam, very, very good." So the lady came back later and said, "Can I do something for you?" He said, yes, you can, if you get me some milk and some fruit. So she came back with a fruit plate and milk, and Prabhupada was very pleased. So he told this story when he was in I think it was in Brazil, and one Sankirtan Prabhu said, there's a second part to it, and the second part is, I distributed books in the Amazon. I came to a very small village, knocked at a door to sell a book, and a woman came out in a sari. He said, Mataji, how is it possible that you wear a sari? Tilak on her forehead. He said, well, come inside. So he came inside, and there was Prabhupada tape running, and there was Prabhupada's murtis there, and deities there, and whole room decorated. He said, Mataji, how is that possible? You live in the middle of the jungle. He said, one time I was a stewardess many years ago, and I traveled with the spiritual master. And because of that, I became attracted to Krishna consciousness. So you see how Prabhupada's mercy works. There's another little story that I really must tell. Prabhupada laughed one time in a film about a Charlie Chaplin film. Everybody knows that. And so he liked, there's a story there. I don't want to go into the story. I want to just talk about that. Prabhupada was happy. And one year, something like 20 years ago, a devotee distributed books at the Geneva Lake, where all the rich, famous people live in Switzerland. They came to a state that says Chaplin. So he rang the bell. At that time, the gate opened and a woman came out in a big car. She had a driver. He turned on the window and said, young man, can I help you? He said, yes. He said, I'm distributing these books. He said, what book? And she gave him the book, said, Charlie Chaplin, my husband, he read every night this book. He went for 3 months before his dying, reading Bhagavad Gita. So just see how Agyata Sukha, that was pretty Agyata. I mean, he didn't know Prabhupada, but still, because he caused Prabhupada some happiness, he started reading Bhagavad Gita at the end of his life. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Oh, wonderful. Beautiful. I hope everyone could understand. Yeah, the first story, it was Shrutakirti. He was with Srila Prabhupada. He was on a flight, and Srila Prabhupada, I think, was having some puffed rice for breakfast, and the airline stewardess put her hand on Prabhupada's plate and took some of it and ate it. And then, as Prithu Prabhu explained, many years later, devotees met her in South America in a remote place. And she was wearing a sari and tilak and was a devotee. And the devotees asked her, how is it possible you're in this remote place and you're a devotee? And then she told the story how when she was an airline stewardess, she had taken some of Prabhupada's remnants by force from his plate and ate it. And that changed her life just from that Mahaprasad. She became a devotee. So, yeah.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Something in the purport there. I've seen sometimes Indian people will translate parampara to mean just tradition. But if it's not passed in disciplic succession, we can't consider tradition to actually be parampara, can we? Can you cast some light on that? If it's just tradition but not passed from guru to disciple, it shouldn't be considered parampara. Would that be correct?
It's a type of parampara.
Yeah.
It's a tradition in the family. It's handed down through the generations. But that's not the spiritual parampara, the pure devotional parampara that's mentioned here. We want the parampara that begins from Krishna and comes down and goes up back to Krishna. Yeah.
Very good explanation.
Yes, behind you.
Thank you very much, Maharaj. Maharaj, we understand ghost like non devotees. In the purport, Prabhupada writes ghost like non devotees. They create very miserable activities for devotees. So, is that referring to something Juhu story who are creating some Mr. Nair?
Well, Mr. Nair definitely created problems for the devotees and the deities. Yeah, Srila Prabhupada. There was an incident. So I was at Metro Cinema, and on the sidewalk there were vendors with magazines and newspapers. And I happened to look down, and I saw a headline, A.B. Nair dead. And I felt very jubilant. But then I questioned myself, we're supposed to be trying to become devotees. Is it proper to feel jubilant when someone dies? So I went back to Juhu, and the devotees there were also jubilant, and they were distributing sweets. So I felt we should inform Srila Prabhupada, and I wasn't so used to phoning him, but Bali Mardan, who was a more senior devotee, was in Bombay at the time, so he phoned Srila Prabhupada, and Srila Prabhupada sent Shrutakirti to take the call. And then Shrutakirti conveyed the message that Nair was dead. And Srila Prabhupada folded his hands and said, "Thank you, Krishna. I was praying for this. He had caused too much difficulty for the devotees and the deities. But still, I had this doubt whether it was right to have been happy. And then Srila Prabhupada sent a letter to me and addressed to me and a few of our other supporters in Juhu, in which he said, "Today I have received a telephonic message that Nair is dead. If this is true, it's a great occasion for rejoicing." And then he said that even a great saintly person such as Prahlad Maharaj says that even a sadhu takes pleasure when a snake or a scorpion is killed. And Nair was a big snake. So our response was justified, according to Srila Prabhupada and Srimad Bhagavatam.
Right. Thank you very much, Maharaj. Maharaj, in this same one, you referred one movie, Ghost. So can the ghost can interact with the material objects?
Not really, because they have only a subtle body, so they can't really. Yeah,
Can they interact the thoughts of the devotee?
they can. A ghost can influence the thoughts of a devotee. It's possible.
Thank you very much, Maharaj.
So maybe here it's closer. All right, it's all good.
This wonderful lecture. Maharaj, you said that Bhakta Pada Duli Ara Bhakta Pada Jal Bhakta Vashesh Tina Mahabal. So Maharaj, in the first canto, 5th chapter and 25th verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, when Narad Muni was interacting with Vyasdev, he told Vyasdev that with the permission of those Bhakti Vedantists, I took their remnants. But in the purport, Prabhupada writes that even without the permission of pure devotees, such remnants can be taken. So my question is that even without the permission, can we take the dust of lotus feet of pure devotees?
You can try. I can't guarantee what will happen. You could try.
Hare Krishna. Maharajji, in your lecture today, you mentioned that ghost is a life form which a human body attains when it dies by suicide or has material affection towards any place like a mansion. But is the ghost life form considered a life form out of the 8.4 million species in which we take birth, or is it something else?
I don't think a ghost body is one of the 8,400,000 species of life. Those species are for gross bodies. So ghost is in a different category because it has no gross body, only a subtle body.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. My question is, in what kind of state of mind we will able to take the pure holy name of Lord?
What kind of?
What state of mind we will able to chant the pure holy name?
Shinadapi Sunichena Tararapi Sahishuna Manina Manadena Kirtaniya Sadahari. That's the formula that Lord Chaitanya has given for chanting the pure holy name. There are 3 stages in chanting. Nam aparad, the offensive stage, Nam abas, the clearing stage, and Shuddhanam, the pure stage. So generally, as sadhakas, we're in the stage of Namabas. And when our mind wanders, we should bring it back to the sound of the holy name. And it is said that the consistent effort to bring the mind back to the sound of the holy name when it wanders is what constitutes the clearing stage. Otherwise, it's namaparada, it's offensive. So you have to make that effort.
Krishna Maharaj, as you told that the Srimati Radharani is pleased from our service, then Krishna accepts us as a devotee. So how, my question is that how will Radharani is pleased from our service?
Oh. Well, when we please the parampara, then Radharani will be pleased. As Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti we sing in the morning, Yasya Prasada Bhagavat Prasado, that by the mercy of the spiritual master one gets the mercy of Krishna. And that includes the mercy of Srimati Radharani. So, yeah, that's really the key to please the spiritual master.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. This side, Maharaj.
Oh,
Yes,
there you are.
yes. It's always inspiring to hear from you the part of Srila Prabhupada, how you express. It is really touching. And my question is little personal. Like, as a brahmachari, now our mind constantly not thinking about Krishna. So all of you are passing that life. So sometimes we confuse that when we will become fixed in Krishna, that day will come or not. Like how all of you are absorbed in Krishna consciousness and very deeply you are relishing the pastimes of Krishna, everything. That day will come to us. Is there any hope? And when it will come to us?
Well, that's a good question. I mean, Srila Prabhupada said practice makes perfect. Even in spiritual life, practice makes perfect. So if you practice chanting, hearing about Krishna, remembering Krishna, you'll become perfect. Yeah, it takes time, but brahmacharya is a good position for remembering Krishna and serving Krishna. And prayer, we always accompany our efforts with prayer. Both are required. When Mother Yashoda was trying to bind Krishna with ropes, the ropes were always 2 fingers too short. And the Bhagavatam says, Parishram, that when Krishna saw her hard labor, her endeavor, Parishram, Krishna Kripa, he gave his mercy. So these 2 elements are always required. Parishram, our own endeavor, and Krishna Kripa, Krishna's mercy. If we think I'll just pray to Krishna and I won't make any effort, that will not work. And if we think I'll just make my own effort and I won't pray to Krishna, that also won't work. We need both, Parishram and Krishna Kripa. Then Krishna can be bound and our minds can be bound. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Maharaj, as you just said that 2 fingers too short, prayers and endeavor. So sometime we do face a situation where it appears that Krishna is delaying in answering the prayers. So mercy is getting delayed. And after putting all the endeavors, still things are not in a right shape. So that leads to some kind of disappointment, little bit of frustration, and one tends to lose hope. So how in that difficult circumstances one can still be enthusiastic and determined to serve and practice Krishna consciousness?
Yes, in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Srila Rupa Goswami mentions 6 items necessary for success in bhakti. And so, Utsaha Nischaya Daryat. So, Utsaha means enthusiasm. And Daryat means patience. So, we require both. As Srila Prabhupada says in the purport, one should not be impatient in devotional service. And Srila Prabhupada said that enthusiasm without patience can lead to a desire to control. And patience without enthusiasm can lead to lethargy or laziness. So we need both enthusiasm and patience. So based on what you said, you have enthusiasm, but you might need a little more patience. Hare Krishna. All right. It seems that there are no more questions. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. His Holiness गिरिराज स्वामी महाराज की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की. सब लोग 1 मिनट बैठे रहिए. Announcements है. So we have seen that how Maharaj is full of so many dedicated services to Srila Prabhupada and having so many wonderful realizations and the stories of his dedicated service to Srila Prabhupada. So all these stories are available for all of us in the wonderful books written by His Holiness Giriraj Swami Maharaj. So these books are available to all of us. In the courtyard there is a table kept and Maharaj personally will sign when you are taking these books. So you are all requested to quickly come and have this mercy. Maharaj ji has written personally these books and he will be signing it also. Those who want to. Haribo!
I brought my special pen for signing.
And this mercy continues at 1 o'clock in Vrindavan Hall. Preeti Vardhanam class will be given by His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. तो 1 बजे वृंदावन हॉल में परम पूज्य गोपाल कृष्ण गोस्वामी महाराज जी प्रीति वर्धनम क्लास देंगे. तो सब लोगों को आमंत्रण है. हरे कृष्णा. श्रील प्रभुपाद की.